Kapadia. I'm a professional racing driver with Team AAI. Le Mans is the hardest race in the world. It's the longest race in the world, and it's also the biggest race in the world. There'll be 300,000 spectators here to watch this. 56 cars, 4 different classes in 4 different categories. It's the biggest race in the world, and it's the pinnacle of motorsport, in my opinion. I've been trying to get into Le Mans for about 6 or 7 years. It's been a personal target for quite a long time, and it's a bit of a personal goal to achieve it this year and finally get on the grid. It makes all the difference. So I drove for Murphy Prototypes and LMP2 as their reserve driver last year, which meant that I did 10 laps on the test day 2 weeks ago. And that was great, and that qualified me to race at Le Mans last year if anybody dropped out. But this year I'm actually on the grid in the race proper. It means you're part of race week, where you have all the qualifying, the practice sessions, and then obviously the 24-hour race itself, so we get to race at night. It's the pinnacle, like I say. The cars I'm used to, the prototypes are completely different. This is a lot heavier, there's a lot more weight transfer. The cars I'm used to also have a lot more downforce, so you rely on the downforce in the high-speed corners, whereas with this we do have a lot of downforce, but it's nothing like what we get in the prototypes. We have a lot softer suspension in the GT, so we can ride curbs more, but there's also a lot more weight transfer, so it's a completely different style of driving, especially with a Porsche, where we have a big difference in the weight distribution as well. All the weight is behind the rear axle. It's a whole different driving style, and it's one I'm learning pretty fast around Le Mans with no margin for error because the barriers are so close. Yeah, a lot of Le Mans driving is very, very different. We're in the GT AM category. AM stands for amateur, so we have one driver in our team who is an amateur driver, and usually they're a businessman who can fund the effort. So we have Junsan Chen, my Taiwanese co-driver. He won the Asian Le Mans series, and he was then invited to race in the Le Mans 24 hours. He needs drivers with him who can coach him, give him some support and help him. So that's my main role this week. Other than trying to gain experience for myself, my main role is to coach and help San to enjoy the week and get the most out of it he can. Yeah, we're here to get experience. We're in a 2012 car. GT AM is for 2014 cars and older. Every car on the grid is a 2014 car, bar R1. So we're a couple of years behind the curve. With the Porsche category, there's 991, the latest model, and then there's 997. So we're in a 997, the older one. So again, we're slightly behind in terms of development and aero. So realistically, we're not going to be on the pace. We're going to be one of the slowest cars on the grid. But we're just here to try and gain experience and give San that experience that he will want to come back in a more modern car. The short-term goal is we need to do a good job this weekend to make San happy and to finish this race. The long-term goal is to be back here again next year, to potentially either be in a GTE car or possibly an LMP2 car, and to do a better job than we are this year with perhaps a more competitive package. First person I should really thank my wife Jenna for putting up with me, for being grumpy, for constantly trying for this goal and perhaps spending a bit too much time trying for it. But so obviously there's Jenna, there's my parents, and then there's a whole army of other people who really supported me. Club 100 have been massively supportive of my career in terms of just encouragement, in terms of becoming a personal sponsor for this event. Also Vaporized electronic cigarettes have personally sponsored me as well. But there's so many people within the media, within the teams who have really, really pushed to try and get me where I am. I just have to say thank you to all of them. It's the personal challenge. It's challenging yourself. All sports people want to push themselves that little bit further, and this is just another way of challenging myself and against the best people in the world. So it's seeing how you can stack up against them and how you can improve yourself.
And we're done. Thanks a lot, Alex Kapadia.
part of the team tonight, tomorrow, and probably all of this week, and then next week we'll start thinking about how we come back and actually do better.
Yeah.